Hello, my village. This is your Coach Mo coming to you guys live today. Let me go ahead and share this video out. If you are watching, go ahead and say hi, click an emoji, wave, anything to let me know that you're here. I know it's a little delayed. Hey, James. It's a little delayed whenever I go live on my phone. Hey, sis. I'm just sharing the video really quick. And for those of you who are new to my channel or my Facebook lives, my name is Monique. I go by Coach Mo. I am a family and parenting life coach. I help parents co-parent with success to be able to coexist in their child's life. Today's topic is, are you trying to fix the blame or are you trying to fix the problem? This is something that's common that I see in most parents that do come to me whenever I go through either breakthrough calls or just having basic discussions with parents that are ready to co-parent. It usually start off when you ask like, what's the problem? It usually start off, well, the other parent don't do this or they don't do that, and it's usually the blame game and not actually discussing the actual problem. So I wanted to talk to you guys about some of the things that I noticed when trying to help parents co-parent in the beginning, before the mindset change and before they start to go through the forgiveness and the communication process. It usually start off with blame, what the other person is not doing, versus actually discussing what's the real problem. So I help them get down to what's really the problem, why you can't co-parent. Some of it is just they're putting more focus on the other person and not the child. And a lot of times some parents can't co-parent because they can't let go of that perfect fantasy that they had envisioned, that how this is how they would co-parent, or this is how they will parent. It don't even necessarily have to be co-parent. Everybody, when you were younger, you have a vision as to what type of parent you would be, like who you would be with, what the other person would be like. And a lot of times that's what stops you from being able to co-parent. They don't live up to that vision or that expectation. So in order to be able to co-parent and actually push through the blame and actually get to the problem, you have to first get rid of that fantasy. You have to rid the fantasy and stay in reality. You have to be in the here and now, what your situation is now, not what it used to be, because not everybody stay the same. People change. But things didn't happen or go as planned. So you get stuck in that not being able to heal from your fantasy not being met. That's a lot of times what we really have to get over and heal from, is our needs not being met, or that fantasy, that disappointment, that this is not the parent or the way I imagined raising a child, stuff like that. Like, I had to go through that. Like, I didn't picture myself ever being a single mom, because I know I'm better than that. Like, I deserve more than just being somebody baby mama. I never accepted that title. So a lot of times you really just have to heal from that, and that's where the blame come in, because you're hurt. You don't want to accept your reality. You can't make a person fit into the ideal partner that you want. And that's where a lot of people have to let go. You can't force someone to be the parent that you want them to be. You have to let them grow and be the parent that they can be, and face the reality of the situation. I used to be like that. Like, oh, try to tell him what to do, control the situation. A lot of moms do that. I noticed that a lot, where they're like, well, he's supposed to do this, he's supposed to do that. And they try to control the situation. Everything can't be controlled. Some things have to happen naturally. It's best to let the other parent just be the parent that they can be, as well as there's no guide to how you're supposed to be a parent. Hey Curtis, thanks for tuning in. There's no guide on being a perfect parent, because there's no such thing. No one can teach you to be a perfect parent. You just have to learn. Nobody know how to be a parent right out when you first become a parent. You just have to learn, because each child is different. So you learn from your child. Your child actually teach you how to take care of them. You learn their needs. You learn different cries. You learn everything. Behaviors. You know when something's wrong with your kid, if they're not acting the same. You know when they're bothered. Stuff like that. You know when they're tired. Like if they're whining, you're like, oh, they must be tired. It's nap time, or they're hungry. You know those things because you have to be programmed to learn your child. Just accept the reality, and who's to say that you're a good parent? So a lot of people blame to take the attention off of how they're parenting. They might not necessarily be the other parent, what the other parent envisioned, but they're not going to say that they're not doing the best that they can do, and that everything they're doing is right, because some people won't ever admit to not being the best parent that they can be. I see that a lot. I see women like, oh, he's doing this, he's not doing that, and then I'm like, well, look at you. You got different men around your kid. Every 5 months you with a different guy. You think that's right? So I tell her, like, I point out the obvious for both parents. I don't just let one parent get away and then you keep shooting shots at one parent. No, because I'm going to point out what you're not doing either. You're focusing on him and not the kids. So I let people know, like, you cannot point the finger and try to resolve the blame and see who's right and who's wrong, because there's no such thing. People make mistakes, and it's not up to you to punish them. People used to do that to me, like, why you still give your son dad a chance to be in his life? He's in and out of his life. He was in the military. That was his job. He's going to get deployed and all that stuff. So, like, he was deployed when I gave birth. I was by myself my whole pregnancy. He was gone in the military. So they're like, I wouldn't let nobody be in and out of my child's life. Like, they used to say that, like, I'm not going to punish him for his job and the career he chose. I'm not going to do that. He was already in the military while I was pregnant. But a lot of people would say, like, oh, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that, and basically punishing the dad, like, oh, you don't get child support. I wouldn't let him see the kid. I wouldn't send my kid to him for a whole month if I'm not getting no child support. And I used to tell him, like, how my last video was about child support. Like, it don't matter about the money. He's still going to be my son dad regardless. So I used to do what's best for me and not live up to other people's expectation of what I should do, because they're not the ones that have to parent. So you have to sometimes block out the negativity, and you can't punishment. I used to always say, like, if he don't want to be there and he don't want to be a dad, that's between him and God. And people used to be like, why you always say that? Because I'm not here to punish you. That's God. God will get you faster than I can. So karma too. But I always say, just face the facts that that's the person you pick. So I let people know, like, you mad because this person is this way or that way, but you picked them. You had a kid with them. Some people have multiple kids with the same person they talk crap about. That says something about your character. So I always tell people that, like, well, who do you judge for picking that person? You chose to be unprotected with that person. Some people even be in a relationship, get married, like, you chose that person. So obviously there's something wrong with you for picking that type of person, or not being able to see those flaws that they had before. Because some stuff is obvious. You see it the whole time. You just choose to ignore it. But that's what I wanted to come to you guys live and talk about. Because I see a lot of people that come to me and want help with co-parenting, but they can't get past the pointing the finger stage to be able to open their mind, like, oh, I'm not the perfect parent either. Maybe I should chill and quit trying to control the situation, and let's actually face what the problem is. And a lot of the times, what I notice between most people, a lot of the times, there really isn't a big problem. The problem is with most men and women, when you're in a relationship with someone, or close to, dating, dealing with, married to, that person is usually like your best friend, your close buddy you talk to, hang out with. When that don't work, that's what they usually more and more is losing their friend. And that's what I learned even in my situation. Me and my son and dad were never together, but we were childhood best friends. And I used to say, I have a chapter in my book, I gained a baby, but I lost my best friend. So I gained a kid, but in the process, I lost my best friend. So, a lot of people mourn losing their friend over more so than losing the father or mother of their child, because they don't have that best friend there no more that they can trust, talk to about any and everything, that's there, being supportive, being there for them. They mourn that more than the relationship and anything else. So like, that's why in my program, I teach them how to be friends. Hey bro, I teach them how to be friends again. I asked them like, when was the last time you had fun with the other parent? A lot of times they don't even know when the last time they laughed and had fun, because they're so used to the dysfunction, yelling and arguing, not getting along, to the point where they forget about, what did I like about that person to begin with? What made me attracted to that person? Why can't I get back to actually liking that person again? You don't have to love them, you don't have to be in love, but at least try to like the person so that you'll be able to communicate enough just to get through being able to co-parent or have that discussion or make a parenting plan. And I have some good news. I got some cards in. I'm sending out some of y'all orders tomorrow. I got a few Icebreaker cards. They're so small, the new size. This is a child edition. And this is 100 deck, so that's 100 cards. This is the parent, and then we have the co-parenting edition and the teen edition. The teen edition is small because it's like 18. Yeah, it's 18 cards in the teen edition and 50 in the co-parenting, 100 in the child, and 30, I believe 30 in the parent edition. But those of you who have ordered your cards, they will be going out in the morning. And it comes with a little box to put them in, a little plain white box. They're really small. That's why I said it's good for stocking stuffers for Christmas. I put the link in the description where you can go ahead and order the Icebreaker cards. For those who don't know what the Icebreaker cards are, these are cards that I created to help open up the communication between parents and child. The newest edition, which is the co-parenting edition, helps parents be able to have that serious conversation, ask those questions they've been scared to ask, and be able to heal and just have that closure, or either just open up the communication and be able to co-parent. The child and the co-parenting edition are $30, and the parent and the teen are only $20. You can click the link in the bio to order your set of cards. They will be there within 2 weeks. Give it at least 2 weeks for shipping, because I get my big order shipping from international, so it takes like 3 to 5 days for them to get it to me, and then I get it to you guys. But they are printed on demand. But that was all I wanted to. And since you called me, that's what I wanted to talk to you guys about today. Tomorrow's topic is some of you blame your child for their poor behavior. We're going to talk about child poor behavior. For those of you who are on my email list, you got the newsletter today. This month's topic is, the theme of this month is, I'm the parent, you're the child. So I'm trying to help parents get back in control of the relationship. Like, we don't need kids driving us crazy. We got to control that. And we got to fix these kids' behavior. And I'm just going to give you information on why they act that way and how to fix it. But thank you guys. I'm going to go feed my kid, and I'll chat with you guys tomorrow. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Hey, Herbie.